Welcome to Understand All. I'm your host, Aslekeir Gairleif. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey into the realm of the scarcity trap. So buckle up and get ready to explore how this psychological phenomenon shapes our lives in ways you might have never imagined. Picture this. You're racing against the clock to meet a crucial deadline at work. Your heart's pounding, your mind's laser focused, and everything else fades into the background. That, my friends, is the power of scarcity in action. But what exactly is the scarcity trap? In a nutshell, it's a psychological phenomenon where the lack of resources, whether it's time, money, or opportunities, leads us to make decisions and behave in ways that perpetuate that very scarcity. It's like being stuck in a vicious cycle that's hard to break free from. Now, you might be thinking, but wait, isn't scarcity just a fancy word for not having enough? Well, yes and no. You see, scarcity isn't just about the objective lack of resources. It's about how our minds perceive and react to that lack. And that's where things get really interesting. Let's dive into the science behind scarcity. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Science found that poverty can actually consume mental resources, leading to a decrease in cognitive function equivalent to losing a whopping 13 IQ points. That's like pulling an all-nighter and then trying to ace an exam. This cognitive load can lead to poor decision-making, which in turn perpetuates the cycle of poverty. But here's the thing, scarcity doesn't discriminate. It affects people from all walks of life. Take time scarcity, for example. Research from the Harvard Business Review shows that when we're pressed for time, our productivity can plummet by up to 20%. We start multitasking, making more errors, and ultimately accomplishing less. It's like trying to juggle while solving a Rubik's Cube, not exactly a recipe for success. And let's not forget about the toll scarcity takes on our well-being. According to the American Psychological Association, a staggering 72% of Americans report feeling stressed about money at least some of the time. That stress can lead to a host of health issues, from anxiety and depression to physical ailments. But the impact of scarcity extends far beyond our individual lives. It's a global issue with far-reaching consequences. The United Nations projects that by 2025, a mind-boggling 1.8 billion people will be living in regions with absolute water scarcity. Can you imagine the ripple effects that could have on economies, social stability, and human lives? Now, at this point, you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. Like, wow, the scarcity trap seems inescapable. Are we all doomed to be stuck in this cycle forever? But here's the good news. Understanding the scarcity trap is the first step to breaking free from it. One of the most powerful tools we have is awareness. By recognizing when we're in a scarcity mindset, we can start to make more intentional choices. It's about shifting from a reactionary mode to a proactive one. So how can we cultivate this awareness? One strategy is to practice mindfulness. Taking a moment to pause, breathe, and check in with ourselves can help us gain perspective and avoid knee-jerk reactions driven by scarcity. Another key is to focus on long-term planning and resource management. When we're in a scarcity mindset, it's easy to prioritize short-term needs over long-term goals. But by setting clear priorities and creating systems to manage our resources effectively, we can start to break free from the scarcity trap's grip. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Easier said than done, right? And you're absolutely right. Breaking free from the scarcity trap is no small feat. It requires consistent effort, self-reflection, and a willingness to challenge our habitual ways of thinking and behaving. But here's the beautiful thing. Every small step we take towards abundance creates a ripple effect. When we start to shift our own mindsets and behaviors, we inspire others to do the same. We begin to create a culture of abundance, one where we focus on possibilities rather than limitations. And that's where the real magic happens. Imagine a world where we approach challenges with a sense of creativity and resourcefulness, rather than fear and scarcity. A world where we collaborate and share resources, knowing that there's enough to go around. A world where we prioritize the well-being of all people and the planet, recognizing our fundamental interconnectedness. That world is within our reach. But it starts with each one of us taking responsibility for our own relationship with scarcity and abundance. It starts with small daily choices, like practicing gratitude, sharing with others, and challenging our limiting beliefs. So here's my challenge to you. Start noticing the scarcity trap in your own life. When do you feel that sense of not having enough? How does it affect your thoughts, emotions, and actions? And most importantly, what's one small step you can take today to shift towards an abundance mindset? Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about recognizing that we all have the power to create change, both in our own lives and in the world around us. As we wrap up today's exploration of the scarcity trap, I want to leave you with a final thought. Scarcity may be a reality of our world, but it doesn't have to define us. We have the power to choose abundance in our thoughts, our actions, and our lives. So let's embrace that power. Let's support each other in breaking free from the scarcity trap and creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Because when we do that, we unlock a world of possibilities beyond our wildest dreams. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep choosing abundance. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Understand All. I hope this deep dive into the scarcity trap has sparked new insights and inspired you to reflect on your own relationship with scarcity and abundance. Remember, small shifts in our mindsets and actions can create big ripples of change. So, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep embracing the power of abundance. Until next time, this is Aslekeir Gairleif signing off.